What's the name of this shit again?
This nigga.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
We just done changed the name. So
I've been insisting to change the name.
Yes.
let's jump right into it,
There you
man.
go.
Look,
There you
Cam
have it.
Newton. Everybody been talking about what's been going on with Cam Newton, and we all know he got this camp where he do these wonderful things for young men. I think a couple of Dion boys out there on the team that came out of his camp. So he's doing some great things out there. But I know Davis, you had a couple of different ideas or opinions on what was going on over there because it kind of confused me a little bit. What say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so first off, if you look at it, everybody else talking about it from like a simplistic stance, and they talking about whether or not them boys gave him the business or whether he gave them the business and all the rest of that. That's not necessarily. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 of them, versus Cam. Cam, big boy, man. So and on top of that, he was in the NFL, so I imagine he used to motherfuckers trying to jump on him. But that's not the part that really bothered me. So like we talk about like as a black community, we talk about you know us going back giving to the community. So the first thing that I want to do, I want to give Cam his flowers, man, because for doing that,
Shout
because
out to Cam Newton.
yeah, he uses his platform, he uses his brand to go out there and give them guys, them young boys, a chance to do their thing, and I think that's dope. But it just goes to show like how we as a people, we just don't appreciate shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it bothers me. It really aggravates me because that man is going back. He giving back. He's trying to give them guys a chance, but we can't see. We can't look past our egos or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know what the argument about, what the dispute was about. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, those are kids or teenagers or however the fuck they want to deem themselves. You know, so whatever the disagreement was, like you should be saying thank you. Whether you on Cam's team or the opposing team, it doesn't matter because of his platform. You could potentially be given an opportunity. And but it's just one of those things that's going on in our community. Lack of discipline, lack of values, and all the rest of that. And I think it was a piss poor example, shown by us.
Have you heard like what the dispute was? Like what was it about?
That I don't know.
I'm still waiting to find out. If anybody knows, man, drop it
Yeah.
in the comments. I'm still waiting to find out like what the fight was over.
Even if it was shit talking going wrong, man, it doesn't matter, man. I feel like you should, whether you agree with whatever the fuck Cam was talking or whatever, bro. Like, first off, man, that dude he's still he's still a senior to you. It's a grown ass fucking man, who done accomplished a lot. And I felt like there's a level of respect that should be shown for that. The fact that he is using, his platform, to give you an opportunity, there should be some appreciation shown for that. You are, what I'm saying, like anything less than, than respect is uncalled for. So I don't give a fuck what the disagreement was. I think all of them kids need their ass whooped.
That's not fair, dog.
I do. Mhm.
If it was shit talking going wrong, if Cam was talking reckless, how long you tolerate it?
Well, you know how I get down, bro. Like I don't
Exactly. That's what
I don't do very much
I'm
talking.
just saying, just based off of what you just said, I was like, I don't know what it was about.
But it's different though. Like when you 15, 16 years old, like
No, but I brought that up for a reason. I remember a conversation where you said, hey, based off of how you raised me, just know if you do that again, we're gonna have a problem.
yeah. Me and my pops, yeah.
So
Yeah.
these kids, I do not know what it was about. But I'm just listening to what you just said, and like, if it was shit talking going wrong, like if Cam was talking reckless, first off, as a grown man, like, why would you be talking reckless? reckless to a 16-year-old. But if he was talking reckless, how long you tolerate?
I mean, what's talking reckless though? Like,
I
what is
I
like?
don't know.
I mean, like when you say talking reckless, what in sports, right, or in training for sports, what is considered the coach talking reckless?
like, is that a question?
Yeah, that's a question.
It depends. Like, it depends on the moment. It depends on what you're saying. It depends on how you saying it. It depends on if you calling
Only
me out
sport I
my
played
name.
was go fish, so so I never really had the coach yell at that beat. You know what I'm saying, or
Oh yeah,
talking reckless,
that's
or
shit.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
But
Yeah.
I'm just bringing that up because he said even if it was shit talk going wrong, like I said, if that happens to be the case, I can't say wholeheartedly that I'm
Does that
100% with
warrant
you.
5 kids trying to jump on one man?
Maybe he was talking about it.
Now,
so
even if we,
that's what I'm trying to ask you, Hawk. Like, what you played sports,
Yeah, yeah.
right? What could a coach possibly
Look,
say to you
there is an endless list of things that you could say to get slapped in your mouth.
get
Like,
your pussy ass back out there and play ball?
well,
Stop
nah,
crying.
that probably wouldn't be it. Nah, that for me that wouldn't do. But everybody's different. So like, I'm huge on respect, but understand that in sports there's a little gray area, especially when it comes to your coach. Now Cam wouldn't be like the actual coach. I don't know. Like, does he coach them like every day, or is this like a
I mean, I don't know the ins and outs to his program or what that's
yeah,
all
that's what I'm saying.
about,
I don't know if
right?
he's coaching them day in and day out, or if this was just like a charity type deal. I do not know. But like, to answer your question, I'd say in any situation, if somebody called me a bitch, you get slapped in your face. Like, so, like, if Cam called them bitches, and they said, "Nigga, who the fuck is you talking to?" And then he said, "Bitch, you." Like, I'm like, hey, if you was sitting there observing that, would you say, "Hey, nah, y'all kids is wrong for charging that man who just called y'all a bitch several times in front of all these people?" That's why I said, to be clear, I understand what you're saying, but
yeah.
the reason why I tricked my head to the side a little bit, he was like, even if it was shit talk going wrong, you should respect your elder. I'm like,
Well,
no,
okay,
I
it,
don't care
See,
how
that's the
old you
fucking
are.
problem right there. That's the
At
fucking
some point
problem.
in time, I don't care how old you
See, that's the fucking problem right now. Where my belt at? I ain't put it on today. But for
are.
y'all kids out there that's watching this shit, I will bring my belt out right now. You understand? Look, wait a minute. Wait. First of all, I grew up in the age where they said sticks and stones
yeah,
may break my bones.
words never
Y'all know
hurt.
the rest, right?
Hmm.
So if the coach said to you, get y'all little bitch asses out there, excuse my French, out there and do whatever it is y'all need to do, get your little bitch ass out there and do whatever it is you're gonna do.
Look,
Like
I
that
hear,
builds character, man.
I
Like what
hear
like
what you're saying. Well, I mean, first off, I don't know how much character you build in being called a bitch. Like, this we gotta draw a line somewhere.
you gonna be called worse than that when you get out there in them streets. You
I
understand?
don't know if you
And
can be called worse than that.
you got to deal with it. You can't just jump off and smack somebody every time you feel like you disrespected.
I don't know
It's
if you
other ways to
can.
handle
No.
things.
There is. I would agree to you that there are other ways to handle things. However, can you be called something worse than a bitch? Like, in what's the most egregious thing somebody could call you?
That's a good question, man. I never thought about
Like,
because that I don't get aroused or I don't get riled up
What?
by
no.
uh
I know where you was
pause.
going. I know where you was going. I
Was
know where you
he
was going.
aroused?
Oh my, yeah, was he aroused?
I know
Look,
where you was
I
going.
don't get riled up by things that people say, right? I because
That's
me
not true.
growing
That's not true.
me growing up, and if I do, you will never know.
No.
Me
Okay,
grow
you don't get aroused. You don't get aroused by things people say about you.
right.
But
So
let somebody say something about your wife and kids.
even still, right? Because again, I grew up in a place where, wait a minute, I'm getting mad because what? Because of what they said is true? Or am I getting mad because I got an anger problem, right? Either way, that's an issue that you have because you ain't got to continue to listen to whatever it is they got to say. Because whoever it is that's saying whatever they saying about you, right? What do you got to lose from that, right? So if I go off and haul off and smack somebody in the face they for calling me, if I go smack him in the face because they call my child or my family or they disrespected me in some kind of way, is what I have to lose worth? Hey, I got my honor and my respect because I can have that shit while I'm in jail. But my family still ain't gonna have whatever it is they need to have had I not handled that situation like
You
that.
can also be in jail without honor and respect. There's a lot of broke back mountain motherfuckers walking around prison right now. Flames
Yeah, but
in there.
but I'm talking about otherwise I wouldn't be in that situation. If I
No.
handled
I bring it up because I hear what you're saying. Okay, but so me personally, I see things completely different than you do. But I'm also not in prison. So like anytime somebody throws that out, like, oh yeah, you can do that, you can go to jail, you can be a tough motherfucker in prison. I'm like, actually not. I don't get bitched by nobody, and I'm also not in prison. I was like, just because I'm the type of person to tell you, like, yo, you ain't gonna keep calling me a bitch, whether or not we in public or private, doesn't mean that you have an anger issue or you have a problem. It just means that I have a level of respect that I demand and that I offer to other people until you violate said respect. Now, I'm not going to disrespect you, but what you ain't going to do is disrespect me. I don't care where we at. I don't care what the situation is. So you can't just because you handle a situation some way doesn't mean that everybody else has to handle that situation the same way. So you might not get offended. You might let somebody call you a bitch to your face and be like, I ain't a bitch, so I'm gonna walk away. I'm not the type of person for you to call a bitch to my face and say I'm gonna just walk away. Like that's not gonna happen, bro. And if those kids or if and we don't even know if this was the situation, but if that was the situation, I'm literally all I'm saying is, if something like that was to transpire, I could see why they would react that way.
hell no, I can't see why they fucking kids. They need their ass whooped. I
No,
respect.
okay, so
I'm giving props. I'm giving props to Cam. He held back. That's a big. How tall is that thing? How tall is it?
I mean,
About
that's 6'4". Yeah.
6'4", 6'5", about 260.
He looked like Andre the Giant to them little kids. You understand? Or maybe just to me because of who I am.
I don't even know if I can give props to him. Again, I don't have enough
He showed
information
restraint,
on
is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He showed restraint.
Yeah.
And it takes a special kind of person that I know I can beat you. I know I can whoop all of y'all. But you know what? We not gonna do that. We not gonna do that. We talked about this on numerous occasions. We talked about this on the last show where we showed that who was that was it that somebody started fighting a teacher or something like that? Whoever it was, teacher went
You
upside.
talking about Buddy? When
Yeah.
Oh,
Start
when the
whooping that
kid
little
kept
boy's
calling
ass,
him-
right?
that was crazy.
the kid kept calling my nigga.
But see, I see a bigger problem here, even outside of what, because we don't know what happened with Cam, right? But it's a bigger problem. Children don't respect authority.
Exactly.
Period.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep. And that's the thing. You know, we got this whole this gentle parenting thing. You know what I'm saying? And people like for people who are advocates about gentle parenting, right? I'll say every last parent that I've seen that advocates for gentle parenting, from what I've seen them interact with their children, I deem that everything that their child does is disrespect. To say, oh, you got to let them express themselves. You got to let them look. Hey, I tell motherfuckers all the time, like, listen, you know, who's raising who here? Like, are you being raised and molded by your child? You know what I'm saying? I got 33 years of this shit. Ain't a fucking child on this planet that can fucking raise me. I don't personally, your opinion doesn't fucking matter. My job is to make you better. You know what I'm saying? If your opinion fucking mattered and your feelings fucking mattered, then there would be no need for me as a parent. Right? I mean, I believe that she feels her feelings are gonna get hurt. Of course her feelings are gonna get hurt. It's called humility. Well, she don't like that. You can't beat her. You can't beat him. It hurts him. No shit. That was my purpose of doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we forget that shit. Things like ass whoopings, punishment, timeout. We forget that these things serve a purpose. So, as parents, we have completely taken away all of that, and we're allowing our children to set the tone. And I think it's dumb. But that's the reason right there that you have shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you can't give us nice things. You can't give us nice things at all.
Niggas or children? Both.
Both. We can't have nice things. Now, I would imagine that it's going to be some people that's going to come for me in the comments and shit like that. Now, before you come for me, I advise you to
like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, that too. Like, share, and subscribe. But you need to understand what the name of this goddamn podcast is. And best believe I mean that wholeheartedly. No remorse. So when I say y'all some bitch ass parents, that's exactly what you are. Damn it. Oh, he want to defend him.
No, I'm not.
He want to be team gentle parents.
No. On this, I'm not.
He's trying to
disagreeing with you. All I'm highlighting it. Yeah, I don't. Maybe I just don't see it. But
you don't see what?
I don't see like Brett Favre getting in the fisticuffs with his football team. Like, I don't see Jeff Saturday fighting on YouTube with his football team.
Of course not.
Like, this seems like a nigga specific. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, so what's, you got a problem with black parenting, or you got a problem with parenting?
I have a problem with modern day parenting. Don't get it twisted. Like, I see white kids running through fucking Walmart too, jumping in the meat aisles up there in the freezer, you know, fucking skating down the goddamn aisle. Like, I see that shit all the time. And I
playing hide and seek.
Yeah, I see that shit all the time. I like, this shit ain't.
It ain't race specific.
Yeah, it ain't. I have a problem with bad parenting in general. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a firm believer. I do not, you know, for the audience, I don't believe in bad children. I believe in fucked up parents.
I believe in bad children.
No. So, I mean, yeah, so the bad children, they fucked up parents, you know, they begot fucked up children. But it starts with the parents.
There you go with them begots.
I just see perfectly good parents, fucking kids be on death row. Like, I believe in bad children. Like, there's
something went wrong.
There's bad.
Something went wrong. He zigged where he should have zagged somewhere.
There's definitely bad parenting, but there
was an opportune time where ass whooping was warranted. There was a time that ass whooping was warranted that you missed it, whether you was tired, sick, whatever the case may be. But I'm a firm believer. One ass whooping a day keeps the needle away.
Is that the lethal injection needle?
Yeah, they brought it back.
The crack vial.
Now they got the last of the
all of the needles.
All of them. It's applicable.
You don't need to get vaccinated. Just ask.
But you got to understand too, Hawk. You're dealing with one thing that we haven't taken into account.
What's that?
The male ego. Right.
In the camp situation.
Yeah.
But I'm about to say, male ego. That's
them young men.
Thing is way different.
Yeah, but I'm saying we got the parenting aspect of it, and you got the male ego aspect of it, right? And I think the ego situation is even worse as it pertains to black men, right? I think we have some sort of complex, and I can't even put the finger on it or even name it, but like you were just talking about earlier, like you're not gonna disrespect me, right? We gonna have a fucking problem, right? And you actually wanting him, you like go ahead, do it again,
Yeah.
say it again. You know, I don't under, I think that plays a role, but I don't necessarily know if does that come from parenting also? Is that something that we we build into our children and then it comes out? You know, I understand
Absolutely.
Cam has to have that ego. He has to be that person in a sport that he's in, right? So
Well,
his is reinforced.
it's it does come from parents because a couple things that you have to instill in your children as parents, and principles and a value system is amongst them, right? So in essence, there's certain things. For example, right? If I'm walking through, let's say, well, in my career field, right? I remember when I was up in New York, and there was a there was a guy, you know, he spit at me and he called me a baby killer or some shit like that. And it's okay. I didn't. I mean, I didn't do nothing. I just let it go. Like, yeah, whatever. Well, for one, because I'm in the midst of my profession, and I'm me and you're you. So
First off, I'd have hit him in the head with a sledgehammer. If he spit at me. Wait, he
that was
spit
on me.
at you or on you?
He spit at me.
Oh,
That's the one thing. That's the one thing.
That's
Spit,
the one
getting
that's.
spit on.
oh,
That's it.
oh, all of a sudden now you ready for some shit?
No, I'm serious.
Spit
Like I just
again,
thought about
motherfucker.
it. That's
Yeah,
the one thing right there. That doesn't even get you a warning, right?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Red
yeah.
eyes right there, right? So
Oh, but it was like I say, it was one of those, man, where I look at a lot of things, even when we talk about the notion of racism, man. Like I remember a while back, it's when I first got to Texas. I was at a gas station, me and a couple of my guys that worked for me, and the dude asked the lady, white lady, to take a picture of us because we were doing some community work out there, doing the adopt a mile thing, and she
adopt
looked
a
at it,
mom.
the adopt a mile. So we was doing that, and the lady said, "No, I'm not, and I'm not taking pictures of no spick niggas." I could have gave a reaction, but for what? Why? I just bid her a good day as she hopped in her 1987 Corolla. That sounded like it was on his last leg. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's one of those situations,
I want
man.
you to
Like,
know you just reacted to it twice. Like,
yeah, but I did. You're right. But I could have went over there and got all riled up or roused, as Shaw says. I could have did.
I took the shot early. I was gonna let it die after that.
I could have did
You back
that,
at
but
it.
for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I gonna bring myself to this woman's level for?
So
You know what
wait
I'm
a minute,
saying?
wait. She called y'all what?
Spicks and niggas.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, for one, man, it's 2024. Like, the fact that you still trying to be racist and shit.
I'm about to
It,
say
it, and
racism
for
don't really.
anybody that's within the sound of my voice who is racist, whether you be black, white, Mexican, I don't give a fuck.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Hit that notification bell.
I also want you to tell me and
Took
drop in the
melanin out
comments
the
and
title.
tell me in 2024, what has being racist done for you? Like, what benefit do you get by being racist? You know what I'm saying? And this is that value
Do you
system.
actually think that a racist motherfucker, excuse my French, you racist motherfuckers, you gonna actually get on here
No,
and
no, no.
say, hey, I'm a racist motherfucker, and this is
I,
how it benefits
I
me?
Hey,
actually hope that they do. Like, I would like to have
I
that
mean, yeah.
conversation.
Well, yeah, bro. Like, come on, let's be
Racism
real.
don't really affect, like, have an impact on me. Like,
So what I will tell you is this: racist people, they use platforms like this. Like when I play Call of Duty and shit, them racist motherfuckers, they get to going and they do it all the time, right? So like they like to hide. So yeah, I do think they'll jump in the comments and say some shit because they ain't up close and personal. Now it's when they in your face that they be smiling and shit. But hell yeah, they'll jump in the chat. They hiding behind that web, the internet and all the rest of it. Yeah, they'll get in there and say some shit. You honky, you blah blah blah, you monkey, whatever, you speck, whatever. They'll do that easy. So I mean, shit. I just
They
wonder how
only
you
do
feel.
it because we allow it. They gonna talk about them other people over there. The financiers and the tax people.
If you
The ones that do the taxes and.
if you
Yeah.
don't allow it, you got a fucking complex. There's something wrong with you. Now, what the fuck? Which you can't have it both ways, bro.
Me personally, man, I it's very little that you can say to me that's gonna really get that out of me, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know where I am in life, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. So, it, you want to come out and haul off and it's like, oh, you nigger, you want to do that? By all means, sir. Have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice day. Just
Nah, some. I was about to say some shit don't bother me, but some shit does. It depends on.
I mean, you
I'm
can.
weird.
What doesn't bother you?
If you call me a nigga,
Just saying.
I wouldn't care. But like if an older white male calls me a boy, look at him say, like, I'm gonna need you to stop. Like
That's just
Well,
like calling what?
let's
I
be
don't
real.
know why that triggers me. Like I
Let's
can't
be
explain
real.
that to you.
Most
Or
older
like when they
white
call me
males.
son, I'd be like, I'm not your goddamn son. Like I'm gonna need
Well,
you to fix whatever the
this
fuck it
is one
is
of them
in you that makes
situations.
you do that.
You know,
But I don't have that reaction if you say nigga. If a white person says nigga, I don't care. Like,
Just don't call me boy or son.
Martin Luther King said some shit one time. He said, darkness can't drive out darkness. Only light can do that.
it's not my
Hate
job to
can't
drive out.
hate can't drive out hate. Only love can do that.
It ain't my job to drive out hate.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's
with
my
that
job
being
to hit
said,
it far enough away from me.
what they say, kill them with kindness, man. Hey, when
No.
motherfucker be like, hey boy, I be like, hey, that's fine. But sir, if you do me one favor, when you say hey boy, can you say 6-figure boy? Can you say that? There's more that goes to that boy. I need you to understand.
It's the
You know
only
what I'm
part that
saying?
he care about.
Yeah.
While y'all out there talking about all this, putting all this rhetoric out in the air, let's talk about some more rhetoric that someone whom we all are familiar with.
Who that?
Old Cat in the Hat. I
No,
mean,
yeah, he's
Cat
back.
Williams.
Oh,
He's
cat.
he's back at it again, right? He went on the Joe Rogan show. I got my own opinion about why he went on there or why he was asked. But I could be wrong, right? Maybe him and Joe Rogan actually do see things a lot the same way. I think I don't know. I feel weird. I was listening to Joe Rogan and it just some stuff he was saying just wasn't adding up. Right. I don't know if it should have went viral, but it did.
I mean, it's Joe Rogan.
I didn't even know who he was.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
What?
He's not in my algorithm.
Anything he said. Well, we already discussed how broke your algorithm.
I was about to say.
But Joe Rogan. Look,
Your
we are
algorithm
currently
consists
shooting
of
a
cows
podcast.
farting and shit.
Joe Rogan got the #1 podcast on earth. Everything that he says.
That's because they ain't know about no remorse yet.
Yeah, well, we just started. We just started.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Without remorse.
Actually, you know
Yeah,
what?
that one. So obviously he's like a conspiracy theorist. So is that like? I mean, I don't want to call the man a conspiracy theorist. A lot of the stuff that they was talking about, I kind of study and understand, right? So it make a lot of sense to me. Mm-hmm. But is that the kind of show that he has? Is this what he's always talking about? Or is it just kind of like
no, but he is a conspiracy theorist, so he talks about it when he has guests who he can talk about it.
Yeah. So like Joe talks about everything.
Yeah.
He He talks about everything, bro. Everything from sports to fucking parenting to relationships to
Man,
fucking
fucking Dos
politics.
Equis, man, a podcast.
Yeah, he talks about everything. Whatever the fuck comes up, he talks about it.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
He talks about every fucking thing.
He's well read on a lot of subjects.
The thing though that he spoke on, so like it was talking about a lot of conspiracy stuff. They was talking about, you know, humans didn't make, didn't craft, the Great Pyramid, which, I like I said, I watched the entire 3 hour video, and I do think that, I mean, I don't really understand why it went viral because in order for something to go viral, that means that a lot of people are looking into it. But the problem
5
is,
million when I last checked.
yeah, now
Over.
out of that 5 million people that watched that video, I'm gonna say roughly about 5,000 people could honestly comprehend what the fuck they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna say because like that conversation, appeased to the 10%. You know what I'm saying? And I'm shit 2,500, 5%. So in essence, man, mm, like it was like I was very intrigued by it, because I like, astronomy and I like, ancient Egyptian culture, history and stuff like that. So I like stuff like that. Now, the part out of that video that stuck out to me that I wanted to talk about today, because I was like, ha ha ha. Because we kind of touched on it last week in last week's video. He talked about immigration. So he said some shit that I was like, damn. One, he said it was a slap that, we as a government, we slap homeless people in the face. And I was like, yeah, that is kind of fucked up. Because, you writing illegal immigrants checks, you know what I'm saying, while you got homeless Americans, born Americans who just sitting on the side of the road, you know what I'm saying, wallowing, you know, wallowing in their guilt and they sorrows and shit like that. Like, you don't find that disrespectful? You tilted your head.
First of all,
Hmm.
I feel like
First
the
of all.
illegal immigrant is more American than the homeless person.
Damn. Shit.
Just, if there was varying degrees of being American, then the homeless person
Shit.
was at 2%. They was born here.
God damn.
The illegal immigrant, the fact that he walked as far as he did, motherfucker, you at least at 5. Like,
so you don't
honestly, my honest opinion. I don't think I know like we have this like rule, this law. If you born or US or you are American. I don't think that's what makes you American. Being American is not like a right. It's earned. So like to me, like the illegal immigrant, that motherfucker earned the American stamp. If you're gonna give him a check, now I'm not saying you should give him a check just because he's illegal immigrant. That's not what I'm saying. But if there was only one check left, that nigga who brought me them strawberries, I'm giving it to him.
Nah. But here's the thing though. So when we talk about illegal immigrants, we're not talking about the ones that then came over here and earned their keep yet. Not that one. I'm talking about the one that just jumped his ass across that fence about 5 seconds ago. He ain't done
like I said, you walk this far. Here's the thing. The one thing
swam across that river.
The one thing I have to say about being American, bro, is like nowhere in the American idea is the idea of give up. Like that shit don't happen. Like no way. Even African American slaves, nigga, you had to get it in order to get, and then they gave it to you and they gave you shit, and you had to make that work. Like nigga, every black person here could be homeless if they wanted to. I was like, so I hear what you're saying, but just that comment, man, he said like it's a slap in the face to homeless people. I think homeless people need to be slapped in the face, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
Okay, so here's the question. Now, so we talk about, now mind you, right? Let's think about it this way. America, the superpower, right? That's what they say. That's what they say. You got Star Wars and you got all of that shit. You can take a motherfucker, you can put him on the moon, right? And for all of y'all who don't know what Star Wars is, you should probably do your research and get in the history book somewhere, you know. So they got Star Wars had, you got fucking, they shooting down shit, you know, whatever the case may be, satellites. So you could put a man on the moon, allegedly, potentially colonize Mars. You know, you can do
Oh, they
all of
working
these.
on it. They got
You,
a launch date.
you can do all of these
Can't wait
things.
for you niggas.
Nah, but think about it, right?
Especially you
A-
six-figure niggas. Hitting on money.
A super fucking power, right? So you can do all of these things.
Can
Right?
get in a carbon fiber container and go
Yeah.
to the depths of the ocean.
You can do all of these things, but you can't keep a simple person from coming
Shots
across your fucking
fired.
border.
They don't.
See,
I was about
they
to
won't
say something.
come
But
over
I
the
think
border.
it
See,
That's what I was gonna get.
I was about
It's
to,
too-
I was about to
that's
say
what
they
I was
don't want to stop them. But
it's two parts to this,
I'm
though.
about to set myself up for.
It's two parts, right? Part number one, I would argue that we do have a portion of the homeless that's working homeless. They live in states like California, right? They go to work every day. They can't afford to pay rent. They sleep in their car, right? Or in their RVs.
I don't count those people as homeless.
They got, but they are. They're called the
I
working
understand
homeless,
that by
right?
definition they're homeless, but that's not what I think of when I think of homeless.
But I don't want them to think that this shot that I'm about to fire is directed to them,
Okay.
because
It probably is.
they are a section of the homeless population. It's another sector of the homeless population who qualify, who can get assistance, housing, jobs, all this stuff from the government, from the state's government, from all of these people under certain conditions. Condition number one, you don't do drugs. Condition number two, you submit to a random drug screening. Condition number three, no parties in these houses, right? These are some of the conditions that must be met in order for you to get the assistance that I'm willing to give you. What happens? People say, I'm going to do my drugs. So, wait a minute, you want to do you don't want to live over here in this warm environment or this cool environment and take a nice bath? Nope. I don't got to pay no bills. I'm going to set my tent up right out here under the bridge. I can smoke all the crack I want. I can do all the dope that they got available for me in the entire world right here without nobody on my back. But sir, you got to beg for food and water and such like. Guess what? I make more money on the corner panhandling than you make at your job working 9 to 5. And I can afford where I live at because guess what? I don't pay no rent.
Don't pay taxes. Whatever.
I don't got to pay none of that. All this is cash. I don't got to file no taxes. I don't got to do none of that.
You just got me.
So to them, it seems like it's a better option to be homeless. Now, I know I'm going to have people in the audience saying, oh, homeless people don't want to be homeless. How many of y'all have actually asked these homeless people, why are you still homeless? And then when they answer you, you say, hey, the VA got a housing program right here. You want to go over there? Listen to what they tell you.
You know what, bro? I remember a while back, bro, I had a homeless dude walked up to me and asked me for some money for food, right? And I ain't had no cash. You know, bro, he legit got offended when I did this, right? He's like, hey man, you know, can you throw me a couple dollars, man, to get something to eat? You know, I ain't ate in about 2 days, blah, blah. And I looked in my truck, I said, damn. Cause I normally don't keep cash, man, because I don't have a billfold. You know, I got one of them little wallets to cars shoot up. I got one of them. So
What's that sound that it does?
I got one of them. So what I did was, cause I had a little coupon from Burger King to get a free classic chicken sandwich thing, and I handed it to him. Bro, you know he got he caught attitude with me, man. I had it to him. He caught attitude with me and walked the fuck off.
And that happens. That happens. Most of the time, the homeless are grateful that you give them things majority of the time.
Mhm.
Why are they grateful? People would say they're grateful because they really need it. You're not wrong. They do really need it, right? But they wouldn't have to be in that situation if they would conform to the precepts of society so that they can live and contribute equally, just like everybody else,
I
So,
or at
actually,
least a small portion that they could, right? Right now, they're not.
I actually, even though I, my personal opinion is that the people coming over is more American than homeless people. But I respect homeless people for taking the route that they take. Because I don't
Excuse
have
me.
it. I said I respect homeless people for taking the route that they take, for gracefully bowing out. I don't have a problem with homeless people. I have a problem with people that's like on welfare.
I do
Section,
have a problem.
not people who use it the way it's designed to be used. I had a problem with people who abuse that. Like
You said
homeless
homeless
people.
people that's on welfare.
No. I said I
No,
don't
see,
have
I
a
think you need an
problem.
address for that.
I don't have a problem with homeless people. I have a problem with people who are on welfare, like people who abuse like Section 8 shit like that. Those are the people I have a problem. I was like, homeless
So,
people don't
so
bother.
not people that's on welfare and need it, but people that's on
Yeah,
welfare
people
and
who
actually
abuse, people
don't
who
really need it, or like, hey, I'm not going to get that job
people
because that's
who
going to pay
say
me
they
too much
not gonna get
money.
the job because it's gonna take away what I like. Ah, hell no. Like
Yeah.
y'all, the reason why I'm getting taxed the way I'm getting taxed. So I was like, homeless people, man, I don't really, they don't fuck. I do give homeless people money, but I give them money because like family who was in them situations, and I was like on different parts of the world, traveling and shit like that. So I always thought in my mind like, if somebody saw my family, somebody who I would help if I could, if they saw them out there, I would hope that they helped them. So whenever I see the homeless people, if I got something on me, I just give it to them, man. I don't put too much thought into it.
Well,
I don't give them money, and I'm gonna tell you a story about that in a second. But point two that I was gonna make about the immigrants coming over and that situation. Here's the thing: the Democrats, they need a new voting bloc. They need some reliable voters. Okay,
illegal people?
they can't, they can't, they can't depend on the black
They
people
said
no more.
illegal people. I think
Oh,
they.
they gonna be legal.
I better say. I
Yeah.
think they're gonna get
Oh,
legal.
they gonna make them legal. Oh, they gonna do whatever they can to make them their new voting bloc. You understand? Because black people don't go out and vote. And the ones that do that, they it's not enough of them to make a difference. Let me say that again. Most black people are not going out to vote, especially in the elections that make the most sense and that directly impact them, like your local elections, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people are not going into the local elections to choose their councilman, their alderman. They're not going in to choose who's going to represent them within the city and make the laws, the rules, and the regulations that's going to guide them into the future, right? They're not doing that, right? But the Democrats, they know that. And so what are they doing? Hey, let them come. Come one, come all. Bring your poor, your blind, your crippled, and bring them all in. The southern borders are open. That's what's happening.
Mm.
So
That's what
if they
they.
really wanted to shut the borders down, bro, they would have done it. We got we got each one of those states on the border got a gang of National Guard members, right? The U.S. Army is talking about they downsizing by 25,000 people, right? Or some crazy number like that.
When they
You ain't
said
got to downsize. You just send them down there on the border.
when they said they were supposed to be downsized.
Oh, I got the little Times magazine, and they was in there talking about that they downsizing. They gonna fall back on the efforts to put more boots in. That's what they said. So
They're looking for recruits.
That's crazy. That's
yeah, so
crazy.
they said they don't. They said that allegedly they don't need the size that they have now. Some of the jobs like the striker brigades, all these different little areas, because we ain't using them no more right now, at least. So they said that hey, we don't need them, so they gotta go.
Oh, so all right. I might know a little something about that. So what they're
go
doing,
ahead.
they're not necessarily kicking them out. They're giving them an ultimatum. I know military police is one of them because it's like we don't really need y'all on this, on this spectrum. Like I tell you what, I don't need MPs to patrol shit. I can just get the National Guard and the Reserve to do that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you got two options. Either you switch over to some shit that I need, or you can get the fuck out. That's the motive. Because they're trying to get them to take over critical skill jobs. Me and Hawk was talking about it a while back. They're trying to get them to take over critical skill jobs and stuff like that. Yeah, I did hear something about that. Yeah,
They do this though. They do this every so often, right? And not to get off into that bag, but they do this. The army I know in particular. Let's just say the armed forces. They do a reduction in force every so often out there. After these major wars that we have, they over for a little while. They do a reduction in force. Of course, they keep some little shit going on so that so many people can make some money or whatever the case may be in dealing in defense, right? They keep, we got the Syria shit going on,
that shit still
the
going on?
Russia shit going on. We got the Gaza shit going on, right? You got to keep the people that's making the money in the stocks in the defense area. You got to keep it the wheels of the machine oiled for them, right? But for the most part, we could have the borders locked down, but we don't. We have open borders. Okay, they say they're gonna build this wall. What the hell is that gonna do? I'm like, hey, they can go right under it. Now, if Mexico was paying for the wall and they was building the wall, then I wouldn't even give a shit because they paying for it.
Hey, the most gangster shit ever. DT said, hey.
I'm
DT
about to
said,
say,
hey,
you
we gonna put
remember
the
when
wall
Trump
up and you gonna build that motherfucker. Hey,
I don't know why I just thought about the same
Just
thing.
saying.
I said, bro, that was some cold ass shit.
I said, yo, what?
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was crazy.
I seen a movie, I seen a TV show where they had dug a tunnel in the basement of somebody's fucking house.
Yeah.
It was right on the border, right under to the other side.
I saw that show too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Carrie ended up homeless. He was free, but he was homeless.
Technically, Elon Musk is homeless.
Yeah, he been living in the Tesla studio.
He been living where?
He doesn't own a house.
Okay, so let me put y'all on game. Anybody that has money like that,
said he owned the Western Hemisphere. All of them is
he can live wherever the hell he wants to live.
Hey, I tell you,
look, Elon, pull up to your crib right now, bro.
Hey, hell yeah! I'm
hey, like, hey, look, I was working on some shit. I'm tired. Your house was the
worry
first
about
one.
It, man. You can have the master bedroom. Just make sure you take care of your boy. All right? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
just
worry
want you
about
to know, nigga. Rent is $500,000 a night.
I'm gonna hit him with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson stream. I'm charging $13,000 for time. I'm gonna need all that.
Yeah.
Hey man, go ahead. Crack.
You gonna get graham crackers and tea in the morning, okay?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. So I think that I think that just looking forward, I think that the Democrats got a plan for all of these new people.
It's not gonna work.
Most of the time they shit backfire on them, but I mean, unless we step up as a voting bloc,
you think the Democrats
you're gonna be replaced.
You think the Democrats bank on people being stupid?
Yes. Absolutely.
Damn, that's cheating. I wish I would have asked. That was a loaded question. I think the Democrats do that, but I was wondering, what did you think the Democrats' plan is? I fucked it up with the way that I asked it. I led you into the answer.
You didn't lead me nowhere. That's the truth.
Joe Biden did an interview with Cardi B.
Was he falling asleep?
Oh, God.
No, he was well awoke.
I bet he was.
It wasn't 60 minutes.
He did an interview
60
with Cardi B.
seconds.
Now you know, Sleepy
Did
Joe.
he have shade? Did he have sunglasses on, or
Hell
was
no. He was asking her political stance and shit
Yeah.
so? Why do you think he did that?
to appease to people that look like her.
But
But
they not going out to vote though.
I don't know.
I mean,
It was the
first,
See, black people got a short memory, right?
mm-hmm.
They got a short memory. Joe Biden not only came out and wrote the actual crime bill that put all of y'all uncles in prison.
Mm-hmm.
He did that. Clinton was the one who was in office at the time, but old Sleepy Joe, he's the one that authored that bill. Oh, but everybody forgot about that. They
Yeah.
forgot. See, he actually did something. He actually put things in place
Mm-hmm.
that's going to cause you to have problems in your life and affect the way that you live. Now they want to talk all about DT and he said put the Central Park 5, arrest them. They need to go to jail. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Everybody thought those dudes had did it. Everybody was saying to put those dudes in jail because everybody thought they did it. Now, whether he should have said it or not, he wasn't the one that caused them to be put in jail. Whatever the evidence, whether it was right or wrong, that they found, that's what caused them to be put in jail. Okay? Came out later, there was a bunch of problems, whatever. But he didn't write no bills to say that, hey, we're going to put the people that's affected the most by this dope that's out here on the street in prison, and we're going to call them super predators.
So I will tell you what I say about black people. Black people are some loyal motherfuckers. They are loyal to a fault.
To a fault, huh?
Yeah, and what's crazy about it, right? Like follow me now. Follow me. There's a punchline at the end of this one. What's crazy about black people is like they all for it just because they black. So like the Central Park 5, they're like, oh no, that's fucked up. But it's only because they black, right? Whether or not they did it or not, like, you know, they just had an uproar because of, you know, black people. A black person got got persecuted.
OJ did it.
Now when you talk about OJ, 90, I'm gonna say 99.892% of people think that motherfucker did it. Even Johnny Cochran himself knows that motherfucker did it. Right? There's about 3 people on the planet who don't think bro. But where's the uproar? Right? And that's why I say like black people are loyal to a fault because like they just happy the fact that a black man got off, even though they know he did it. They don't give a fuck. It's just loyal. That's loyalty, man. If nothing else, you know damn well that motherfucker did that shit, and they are happy that a fucking hardened criminal, murderer, is just walking the street. Bro, motherfuckers throwing parades and shit. Like, yeah, like, bro, you know damn well that his country has did that shit. Man, get the fuck out of here.
OJ's it's a difficult one, man.
How's it a difficult one? He did the shit.
OJ did it.
I don't think they.
Yes, bro. Bro, there were fucking.
It was the glove that got you, wasn't it?
If
it don't fit,
it's one of them. I think, in my personal opinion, they know of so many. When I say, I'm just speaking for hypothetical days. Like, they know of so many at that point in time, not 2024. But at that point in time, they know of so many white people who committed crimes against black people that went unpunished. That I think they was actually excited that a black person committed crime against a white person and didn't get like it's the weirdest thing ever to celebrate. But like they know that he did it, and I think if you ask any of them, like, hey, OJ, yeah, congratulations, that you gonna let your daughter Go hell no. She going to South Texas. Keep free. Like, I don't think that they like excited he free. Like everybody is on edge around them. Like they just happy like they finally got one. Like, now fast forward 2024, like if new evidence came to light in all 12 jurors are black, OJ going to jail. Jail times 10. Like this it's a new day. Nigga, you got
They
off the
over
first
him.
time. Yeah, we over that shit. Like I don't think they really they rock with him like that. Like be real with you.
Juice. The juice.
That big ass head
Yeah, he
boy.
had the juice.
He took it all in his fucking temple.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's lack of
I
education,
honestly,
man.
I was about to say, bro, I don't think black people are loyal. I think black people stupid. I'm gonna be real with you. I think they.
Well, I don't think
He
black
said it
people are
nice. He said
stupid. I
it.
don't think black people are stupid. I think niggas are stupid.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me
There's
be
a
clear.
difference.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
niggas, you know who you are. Black people, we ain't talking
Yeah.
about y'all.
Yeah, black people, because if
He
you
said
go,
it nice. He said uneducated.
And I think it's the younger generation too, man. Like it's like the older generation. I mean, I guess they stuck in their ways and they kind of like,
Bro,
no,
they pass
we
that
gon'
shit down. Where do you think the younger generation got it from?
well, the younger
Like,
generation, they just ain't
first
doing
off,
nothing. They just like,
I feel like anybody who puts themselves in a political category, to bring it back, anybody who puts themselves in a political category without listening to the issue, to me, is dumb. If I was to look at the issues and say 9 times out of 10, if you were to look at this issue, why would you side with the Democratic Party? Like
well,
it doesn't make any
it's the
sense.
miseducation of America because
And
we
that's
live
why I
in a
said
yeah,
they
we live in a time where they
they
say,
just passed it down. All they see is, oh yeah, black people go Democrat. I'm like, no, bro. Like they actually all they do is they pass a message that says, hey, I'm for you, the nigga, the minority. I'm on your side. And they say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for them. Why the hell would I go for the person who said they support big business? I'm like, this motherfucker supports the economy. They support, like, if you actually wanted America to be a superpower, you might want to listen to them Republican motherfuckers. Like the people who actually own all the Fortune 500 companies, because America is a business. So the people who own all those businesses, maybe they know what the fuck they talking about. Like maybe we should listen to them. So I don't understand why people are quote unquote Democrats if they really listen to the issue. Like I think, as you said, people are just misinformed. But I think that shit just gets passed down
no, he
to
didn't say
generations.
that. He didn't say misinformed.
Or he
or
said, what do you say?
miseducation.
Miseducated, miseducated.
Yeah.
But I think that shit gets passed down. I think like your granddaddy was a Democrat and your parents are Democrats, so you was like, I'm a Democrat. Like you don't even listen to the fucking issue. You just decided you was Democrat and you voted for that nigga. And
Even
especially when that
I
nigga
don't
was an
even think it was.
actual nigga, like
I
they
don't think
really
it was
voted for that.
passed down at all, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because like typically in the black household, I don't think those conversations are had. Like I don't
No,
think
I think the conversation is, hey, we Democrat, we black, we
I
niggas,
don't
we
even, bro. I
Democrats.
don't even
That's the
think that
conversation.
conversation is had at all, bro. Like black people hone in more on respect and shit like that than they do things that matter. Not to say that respect doesn't matter. Not to say it doesn't. But like they hone in on shit like that. I just can't see political stances happening at a black dinner table. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it's not. I don't think over at the with in the overwhelming majority of black dinner tables, I don't think it's happening either.
Mm-hmm.
But probably, and I know y'all done got answered or asked this question before, right? Hey man, yeah, who y'all voting for? Right? And I've been in the barbershop, sitting
Them
in the
some of the
chair,
dumbest conversations ever.
and there they go. Who y'all vote for? Everybody. Barack Obama. Barack Obama.
I,
Barack Obama. Right? And I'm like,
I got
why are y'all voting for him? Right? Well, he the only one doing something. Cause he a Democrat.
Most of them voted for that man because he black.
I, I got cussed out by a group of old black people because I said I would consider not voting for. Like I said, I was gonna listen to what the hell they said and that I was gonna pick.
Mhm.
They was like, what the fuck you mean, nigga? You gonna pick? Like, nigga, you gonna pick the nigga? Like, that's what you gonna do? Like, those niggas, they gave me hell, bro.
Well, you know that.
And I kept
that
arguing. They was like, no, like his stance is his, like blah blah blah. But eventually we got down to, I was like, so even if I disagree with everything and I agree with this person, I still gotta go this way. They was like, yeah, because he a nigga. I was like, okay, bro, like we could have just started there and not had this whole long ass
yeah,
conversation.
I'm not even gonna front. The first time I voted for him just because
it was
black.
black.
That,
Yeah.
I ain't, bro, it was no other reason
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
Second term came around, and I'm like, wait a minute. I got to be a little bit more responsible with this.
Hey, for what it's worth, man. I mean, I think that I know.
I was drunk and high off black the first time.
Yeah. Man, you know, like the thing about
DWB.
the American way is the pursuit of self-interest. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's what it is. The pursuit of self-interest. So, in essence, I would tell those people who just assume that politics are white and black. I would assume, like I would not assume, but I would encourage them to, show that spray bottle.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. I would
hit the
encourage
notification bell.
He said
that spray bottle is really fucking with me. But I would
Oh, you
encourage.
see that? Oh, I ain't see that back there.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing with that? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, that spray starts in there.
I've been looking at it for a minute. Like
That's Stay Flow.
he got the Bible over there. He got
You can actually see that all that.
Yeah, he got a Bible. He got a bed, and he got like this what appears to be a plastic water bottle. And so I said, bro, what the fuck kind of shit is y'all doing over there? I can't even imagine.
Nasty.
So you gonna have to.
See, we back.
Can't imagine what the hell you could be doing with that combination, but nevertheless. But I gotta say, for those, the pursuit of self-interest, I would tell people who just pick one side because of a color or because of the color assumption, I would tell them that you should probably hear what the fuck they got to say and what they offering. You might be going against like your best interest. I know for me, what's in my best interest. What I do for a living, Democrats really don't appease to me. They don't really look out for me.
Democrats don't appease to anybody.
Yeah, like Democrats.
That's why I say I don't understand why people, if you listen, not just listen to what they say, bro. If you look at what they do,
yeah,
I have no clue how this party is still standing.
Yeah. And for those who,
especially with Sleepy Joe at the goddamn wheel.
Yeah.
I mean,
for those who want to come for me in the chat, it is. I have done my research. I've done my homework, and I've been living this shit for 15 years now. I've been doing what I do for a living, and every time there's a Democrat in office, my life changes for the worse. But every time that there's a Republican in office, we turn the fuck up. boy, Sleepy Joe, boy, he be throwing me, boy. He be throwing me. He be saying some shit. Well, I will tell you this right here. He is probably by far one of the most entertaining presidents I've had.
No.
Who you think? Bush?
To Trump. Bush was like accidentally entertaining. He was fun to laugh at. But Bush, I gave Bush hell, but I was like, he was just bad at public speaking, bro.
He was.
You think Sleepy Joe ain't?
No. But what I mean is, I was like, Bush actually wasn't that bad of a president.
Sleepy Joe is bad at public speaking, private speaking. He's just bad at speaking.
No, that's my point. I was like, Bush actually wasn't a bad president. He was just bad at speaking in public. I was like, if he could have just been president and had like somebody speak on his behalf, he would have had a much different reputation.
He said, "There's an old saying, I think it's here in Texas." He said, "Fool me once, shame,
Shame on
shame
you.
on you."
Shame on me. What'd you
He
say?
said, "Fool me
You
twice.
ain't won't fool me again.
Fool me, you won't fool me again. Can't get fooled again."
But by far, bro, the most entertaining president was Donald Trump. Donald Trump had me glued to the edge of my seat, bro.
He still do, bro. Every time he on there, I'll be like, what he about to say now?
I'm like, I don't
What
know
he
what
about to
he
say?
gonna do, but I
Hey,
know it's gonna go viral.
hey,
I
DT was
know
the
it's gonna
most
go viral.
DT was the most gangster president ever, bro. That motherfucker. He called him the little fat man. He said no, he called him Rocket Man. Rocket. That motherfucker said he got a button or some shit. DT said, "Yeah, my butt is bigger though."
Bro, that one scared me a little bit. That one, I pumped it up a
I
little
wasn't
bit.
scared, bro, because I had DT at the wheel. I wasn't scared of shit.
Nah, bro, I don't. That's different when you having them kind of conversation.
Hey, man.
Like in that situation, that's one of them. Like, I slap the shit out of you, nigga. I slap the shit out of you too. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, hey, bro, like that's between y'all two. Don't do that shit with like the world involved. He said, I got a button, so I got a bigger button. I said, hey, nigga, like if either one of y'all press that button, like my life changes. This is no longer entertaining. So I was like, that one was let me take that back. It was kind of funny. But I was like, hey, Trump, don't fucking press that button, bro. Like, hey, if his finger twitch, you stay steady.
I was waiting for him to push that bitch.
I said, I know my check was about to go up.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop me.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Shaw down there doing, bro. You see
She gonna stop doing this shit tomorrow.
He over there playing Color Purple and shit. You and me a step apart, Makita. God damn.
Shit, keep it up, my God.
The fuck is he
Oh,
doing?
shit. Oh, damn. Shout out to my mom.
What?
Yes, indeed.
over there
Look,
Funny
y'all
for
was
her, I
talking
wouldn't
about
get that right.
this voting block, and we kind of went down into a whole different
Yeah.
little situation there. I think what it ultimately, we all agree that miseducation on some level or lack thereof, whatever the education may be, some level of education needs to be had around the political process, voting, understanding that we fool to believe it's a Democrat Republican type situation when it really is rich versus poor, right? It's a class type situation going on. But I think it's somebody out there that's trying to make sure that people become more educated. We all heard about her. She just donated over $1 billion to a college up in New York. Ruth
Dope.
Goatsman.
Yeah.
Gotsman. How you say her name, Hawk? Gotsman. Y'all heard about that?
Yeah, she So I can't remember her husband's name again. For some reason it feels like his name was David, but I could be wrong. If I am wrong, please don't come for my name. I cannot remember his name. But her husband was Warren Buffett's partner, and real big in the investment game. And he passed away a while back. That like he was like 90 something when he died. But whatever the case, he left his portfolio to his wife, and it was like 3 point something billion. And he just left the portfolio to her with instructions for that told her to just do whatever she felt was right. And after
David. His name is David.
So it is David. Okay, so I'm not tripping there. So David got big investor, very successful, a couple $1 billion. But he told her to do whatever she wanted to with it, do what she thought was the right thing to do with it, and she decided to donate $1 billion to the Albert Einstein School of Medicine. which I thought was
Never,
dope. What it
never
did,
heard of that school.
what it did is a school in New York. I think it's in the Bronx. It's a school in New York that's obviously
You
it's
heard of that school,
medical
Davis?
school. Oh yeah, you was in New York. You probably know my whatever.
Oh, I don't know nobody that went
Oh,
there.
you don't know. Oh, that yeah, them people wasn't really the people that you was talking
Yeah,
to.
yeah, 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 yeah. I can't
But
believe that.
nevertheless, she left it to him with the instructions. She left him $1 billion with the instructions that no student in the future, from moving forward, from this year forward, should have to pay. Any student who wanted to get a medical degree should not have to pay to go to school. So their tuition is now completely free, starting in 2024 spring semester. So any student who paid to go to school this semester will get reimbursed, and everybody going forward will go to school for free. And that was her other criteria was they couldn't change the name of the school. But I thought it was a dope ass story, uh, and kudos to her because she could have just took the whole 3 billion and had a fucking diamond encrusted coffin when she died next week.
Well, let's just be real.
She,
Well, diamonds are made in the factory now, so hopefully they won't cost that much.
So let's be real. What exactly?
Well, let's give a round of applause to Ruth first,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yay!
Put it up to
That's how they clap in spoken
it.
word. But let's be real, bro. Like you say, she could have kept it to herself. Like she might have 72 hours left.
That's what I said. She could hold the shit out of that shit for a good 6 days.
72.
she was.
Like I
If
looked at the
if she
picture.
becomes the oldest woman on earth, it'll be like 2 weeks from now. So like
Yeah,
she
so
ain't.
about to say, I saw the picture of her. I'm like, it's kind of like
Unless I will say I do not know her official age. I know when her husband died, he was I want to say like 95 or some shit. Y'all probably heard about it. You just don't remember because he was big on Wall Street. But when her husband died, he was like 95, 90,
She
95.
was born in 1930.
Oh, yeah. So
So what that means is, I tell you one fucking thing. When she donated
She
that money,
93, 94 years
when
old,
she
something like
donated
that.
that money, it wasn't to benefit you motherfuckers. I tell you that much.
yeah.
She didn't have y'all in mind. She's still wondering why the fuck you why,
Who
why
the
you
hell
alive?
said y'all could sit this far in front of the bus?
She still trying to figure that out. Why the fuck you got? Why the fuck your opinion matter? You know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm joking.
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless, I think that well, first and foremost, because a lot of people they say $1 billion. God damn, that's a lot of money. You said it earlier. Like, what's the average tuition at that damn school?
Oh, it's like a little over 200,000. It's actually about 240,000.
So 240,000 a pop. That $1 billion. That don't put a lot of people through school.
Yeah,
Like that,
nah.
So when cause I read the article and it said, now unless my little simple mind, ain't comprehending what's going on, and I imagine that's a high possibility. Maybe there's a lot more going on there than meets the eye. But she said nobody should ever have to pay tuition, and they said that it's gonna be free tuition forever. And I'm like, forever with $1 billion? Like, I mean,
Ever.
like, what are y'all doing? Y'all putting like one person through every fucking eon or something? I mean, what's going on here?
I
So
I
the
don't
selection
think that's
process might
what's
get harder.
happening. I honestly don't think. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I think none of that $1 billion went to the students. I think that's the way the story gets written, and the fact that students got free tuition out of it is why I give her the nod. But I think that $1 billion went to like the school, like people on the board or the education board, whatever.
Mhm.
Like their salaries just went through the roof, and in order for y'all to get the $1 billion, you had to agree to make tuition free. Or like they took
But
that money and invested it because like even I mean, it's a $1 billion. So if you invested it and it has a 10% annual return, which is very, very fucking high and unlikely. But if it had a 10% annual return, that would be 100 million. If it had a 5%, which is way more likely, an annual return of 5% would give you $50 million. So that $1 billion donation, a one-time donation, could theoretically be a $50 million donation annually, which would then in turn do wonders for its school. So I don't think like the students got the money. I think they just said, "Oh shit, if she gonna give us this, yeah, we'll make tuition free." Now, like the teachers, they all got 200% raises. Like we now have the money to finance fucking revamping that wing over there, and fucking now we can add a scholarship or two in. Like, I think that's what it was. I think her criteria was, "I'll give y'all this money if the students can come to school for free." So
Well,
if you want to be a doctor and you in New York and you, I'm sure there'll be a lot of other criteria coming up now that this tuition is free. But
so you
if
think
you
it's
want to be
more
a
like
doctor in New
bribery?
York, yeah.
So she bribed him.
No,
I
look.
don't think that she bribed them. Again, I think she said, "Hey, I want to do this, and I want kids to go to school for free." And just like you said, I think they said, "Okay, cool, that'll cover 7 kids for the next 2 semesters, and then it's gonna run out." Said, but tell you what we'll do. If you give it to us, we'll just make tuition free. So then everybody gets what they want. We get $1 billion. You get to go to sleep permanently sometime in the next 10 calendar days, knowing that you enabled students to go to school for free. I think something like that transpired. But like you said, $1 billion does not go far when tuition costs 240,000, and that's gonna be the number if you was in a 4-year college. You in a medical school, so I would imagine you went to school a little bit longer. So I don't.
So getting a 10% return is not far fetched, right? When we talk about returns, we talk about average returns, right? Because some years you may get 10%, some years you may get 5%, and some years you may get 12, 13%, right? So we go based upon what the average return over the course of time may be, or a certain amount of time. And so let's not guess on what she said, right? She gave $1 billion to ensure that tuition would be free in perpetuity to all future students. Now, she didn't give that we know of. She didn't give any guidelines as on what they should do with that $1 billion. Now, every school has a board of trustees, and these board of trustees they decide on the best course of actions, as it pertains to students, as it pertains to funds coming in, what should be fixed in the building, how it should be fixed, whatever the case may be, how much money to be spending budget wise, all that, right? This is what the board of trustees, some of their responsibilities may be. Okay. And so that board of trustees, if they're worth their salt, right, what they're gonna do is more than likely, from my experience dealing with these things, is probably put that money to work, right? They're not gonna put that money in the bank. They're gonna do just what you said, Hawk. They're gonna put that money to work. They're gonna get some type of return off of it. And with that return, they're going to utilize that in order to give scholarships to these students to go to college. Now, the money that they get has to keep this school going and operating. Because if they just let everybody go to school and take this $1 billion and don't invest it in order to get more money back, the school will fall into disrepair. It will probably not exist any longer. All of these things would happen, right? So they have to invest the money in order to have it make on average a 10% return so that they get $100 million a year in order to give these scholarships. Now, I do think that they're going to make it a little bit harder to get in, as if it ain't already, right? I never even heard of this school, you know? So I'm assuming that it ain't a whole lot of people that look like us that's going here,
Yeah.
right? Um, But
I
for
did,
those of you who,
I did look up. So I thought the same thing. So I looked up the numbers.
what it look like?
They like 49% white, like 20% Asian or some shit like that. Like it's 5% of the students is that's.
Just saying.
Which is weird
Just
because the
saying.
school is in the Bronx.
It's
I'm
a
about to say in the
disproportionate
middle
amount
of the
of
Bronx. That was the one thing I was
disproportionate
like,
You sure it ain't
amount
in
what?
of.
Manhattan?
It's like,
You sure it ain't in
I
Manhattan?
was maybe it's one of them Johns where it's like it's in a different place, but the
Maybe it's
corner,
like one
the
of them
post
you sure they ain't
office,
upstate New York somewhere?
like the mailbox is actually in the Bronx, so they get that credit. I don't know, but
I don't know, man.
But check it
it
out for all
actually
my
looks like a really nice school. I was like, I can't believe a place like this would exist in the Bronx, but maybe the Bronx is
my New
cleaned up.
Yorkers, all my New Yorkers out there, right? New York actually has a scholarship
Mm-mm.
so that you can go to college for free.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That is the biggest scam. No.
The Excelsior Scholarship Program.
No. Even if you did go like upstate or some shit like that, like most people when they leave New York and they get a degree or whatever, they leave the state, like they cross over that, the Verrazano. I mean the whatever the name of that bridge is in Jersey. They go over to Jersey, they go to Delaware, they go to fucking Rhode Island of all places. But like the moment that
All
you do
right, it
that,
said execute a contract agreeing to reside in New York State for the length of time the award was received.
Yep.
If employed during such a time, be employed by New York State. So if you go into for a 4-year degree,
mhm.
you're going to owe the state of New York. So according to this, you can live in any city
Okay.
within the state of New York, and then you have to, if you used it for 4 years, you owe them 4 years.
Exactly.
And they would like for you to be employed by the state.
I think that
But
there's cheap cities to live in New York. Just
oh yeah, like I said, you can live in Syracuse, you can live in
I mean,
Rochester.
it's cheap in
It's
relation
cold in the
to
motherfucker
New
up there,
York
but
City.
I think
It's
ultimately
expensive
what
as
I'm
hell to
saying
live
is
in.
there's an opportunity, right? Regardless of whatever you got to do,
Comes with a call.
if you really want to go to college and your family make less than $125,000 a year, and you want to break the chains. I'm talking to the Jaquan out there,
Mm-hmm.
right? As you always say,
Go to
if you
Albert
want to break,
Einstein University.
if you want to break the chain, you can go to Syracuse University or University of Syracuse or whatever the hell the school is called, right? You can go to any one of these schools, right? State or community college, and then apply for this scholarship and go to school for free.
It's a high approval rate too. Barring
But
if you follow
are
with
they taking advantage of it? That's where I was trying to get you.
Oh,
Are they
when I was
taking
there?
advantage of it?
No.
Is it?
It's there. It exists.
No.
Is
But
it
no one's taking advantage of it.
like for New Yorkers or is it like for
No, it's for New York.
Jaquans?
It's for New Yorkers. Yeah.
So you got to be like from New York to do that.
The state of New York.
State of New
Yeah.
York, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, but the thing about
resident.
here's the thing about New York though, because it's like whether you in the city or whether you upstate, it's so fucking expensive there.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't think it's a cheap city in New York.
Yeah,
to
like
live in.
it's so
It's
expensive there
relative
to
the
the
city.
point because the sole purpose of it was to bound you to that state. Most people who get opportunities, they want to leave. Now, for what it's worth, most people in New York City, what I've met, like they are so fucking out there to the point where they think like when you leave the city, it ain't nothing but fucking cow pastures. Like I'm dead ass serious. That's how they think. I'm dead serious. These people blow my mind. They think that once they leave them 5 boroughs, it's just cow pastures for miles. Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, these places don't exist. You know what I'm saying? When you leave, when you cross over outside of the city, they think it's just a faint smell of cow shit everywhere. That's what these people think. Bro, I'm dead serious, dog. I lived there for 3 years,
No,
and
I usually
I used to
think
try to
similar.
encourage these people to change their lives, and they didn't want to leave it. They like that. They like convenience. They like having a bodega
I
at
don't.
at every corner and shit.
I don't. I don't believe that.
But I'm telling you,
No, no, no. I'm not saying I don't believe that they said that. I don't believe that they believe that.
ask Bailey.
Well, here's my problem. It's 2024, so like, there's real housewives of
Well, yeah. Let
of
me. So I'm talking
South
about the.
Dakota.
I'm
Like
talking
they
about
got
the.
nice ass fucking neighborhoods.
Yeah, I'm talking about the. I'm talking about the simple-minded motherfuckers, right? The
Even
ones
the
who.
simple-minded
Yeah,
motherfuckers, like
bro. Like,
they walk past TV screen.
yeah, they do. But what I'm
If
saying
they
is,
go to
they
downtown,
don't want to. So like our lifestyle, right?
no, no, no. So I understand what you're saying. What I'm
Mhm.
saying is that what they're saying, they don't believe that.
Oh
You
no, no, no.
can't look at the screen
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
then tell me that there is nothing out there. Like
Yeah.
those
But
two
so like the
things
thing
don't make
about
any
it is
sense.
like that state of mind that they have there.
What you saying? A New York state of mind?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they don't. So that state of mind that they have there, bro, is crazy, man. And the time that I spent there, I was like, damn, like, but they honestly like, cause they always talk about, yeah, I hustle. You remember Westcott made a song, I'm a hustler. Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
because of that whole hustle mentality.
Philadelphia, though.
You know what I'm saying? So like they glorify
Shout
and they
out to my
normalize.
guys. I don't got my hat.
They normalize, the hustle, the fact that it takes 3 jobs for you to pay a light bill. You know what I'm saying? Like they normalized it, bro. I'm telling you, it's expensive as fuck there, bro. Like I was living in New York, my
I
fucking
mean, it's expensive in New York, right?
yeah.
But I think the whole thing is if you want it, right? You got to come up with a plan on how you going to get it.
Sounds good.
It may require you to dedicate 8 years of your life
So let's
to getting
let's let's
on that
so
path.
let's put it in layman's term, show. Now, what's the qualifications to get this degree? What's the salary cap?
$125,000.
Now,
And if you, based upon what you said, it
hold on,
ain't a whole lot of people that make
hold on
that.
now, hold on. Now, you said you qualify for it if you make less than 125,000. In
Mm-hmm.
2024, people who make less than 125,000 can barely
Plus,
afford
those
to
the
pay
ones.
attention,
Those
much
the ones.
less move anywhere.
Those the
So
ones
Upstate,
this
you
is the
say
thing.
living in their
This
car.
this is the thing. You don't have to. Your family has to make less than 125,000 for you to get the
right?
scholarship, right? Once you get the scholarship, you then go to school, and let's just say you go to school to become a doctor,
Hmm.
right? During that time period, that scholarship is going to more than likely pay for your room and board,
Hmm.
all that stuff like that. You might be able to get a small job doing whatever it is at Starbucks or whatever the case may be, right? If you want to get out of the city, you apply to a college that's out of the city,
Upstate, right? Hmm.
right? Albany, Rochester,
Hmm. Syracuse,
Syracuse, all of those are affordable cities to
mhm.
live in,
Absolutely,
right? If you really want what it is that you say that you want,
right.
which is a better life.
Hmm.
Now, that might require you to go to school for 4 to 6 years and then spend another 4 years, right? Living in Syracuse or Rochester or Oleander or Ogdensville or whatever the hell the other cities are named, right? That's affordable. It may require you to live there for an additional 4 years. And then at that point, you can take off and go and do whatever it is you want to do. But guess what? You got everything that you came for.
Hmm.
And now you can live the life that you want to live, right?
Mm,
So that's the sacrifice that you got to make. It's nothing that you're going to have in life that you're not going to have to sacrifice for. That's a message for everybody out there.
who you talking to?
That's a message for everybody. And the greater the sacrifice, the greater the reward.
But in so I feel like you got to re-emphasize it. 'Cause in 2024, how many people are willing to look, plan, and execute for 8 minutes down the line? You asking a motherfucker to make a decision and plan and budget out 8 years.
So what I'm saying, what I said, and I say it again. If you want it, if that's what you want, because it ain't gonna come easy, right? That lifestyle y'all want to live, y'all can have a Lambo, y'all can have the Maybach or Maybach, how they say it. Y'all can have the Ferrari. Y'all can have all that stuff, but are you willing to do what it takes to get it? It ain't gonna come easy.
Well, I'll say this.
You got to take the hard road in order to get there.
I would say this.
Right?
In most cases, those people. So first off, I don't think the Excelsior Scholarship is going to pay for some person to be a doctor. I don't think it. I don't think it works that way. I think you're talking undergrad and maybe graduate degree at max.
But if you get 4 years paid for a school, you can't take out loans to get the other 3.
That's the
paid
thing.
for.
So them loans is what tear your ass up, and that's what.
Yeah, but you're not paying for 7. You don't have $300,000 in loans.
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right.
It's knocked off. It's at least in half.
Right. So now,
so you got half the problems that regular physicians have.
Now let's think about because we talking about our people at this point, right? So now, in order for me to get that scholarship, right now, whether I lived in the city, whether I lived upstate, wherever I live, in order for me to get that scholarship, that meant that my parents had to be broke as fuck, basically. So you're talking about a combined household of less than 125,000, right? Like so. And be clear, if your household was combined at 125,000, you probably ain't getting it. So, and that means that my family is probably broke because they make less than 125,000, and we know how those types of families are in our neighborhood. I mean, in our communities. So now, I just got the Excelsior Scholarship for 4 years. Let's say I did a 4-year degree. So now I owe the state of New York 4 years of applying my degree plan and working for the state of New York, right? So now here I am, 4 years, and I'm being with just nurse.
In New York City, the median household income is $67,000.
That is horrible. That is fucking.
So that means that almost everybody can qualify for this loan.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I said earlier. A lot of them do, but they just don't do it because the ones who are smart don't want to stay in the city. Like the ones who are smart, they dying to get out, but that ain't their way to get out. Because if you get there's not very many degrees unless you go in STEM, but most people don't pursue STEM degrees. There's not very many degrees outside of STEM degrees that can change your life in the city. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about 4-year degrees. Name a 4-year degrees that's not STEM. Name a 4-year degree that can change your life in New York City.
It can't, but it's not a lot, or if any. But you just said that I can think of right now. If y'all think of some, throw it in the comments down there, right?
That ain't STEM.
But like you said, though, they trying to get out of the city.
Yeah. The smart ones.
Right?
The smart ones.
They're trying to get out of the city. This is the way that you get out of the city.
Right. Now, but here's the thing, though. So, when we start talking about Black people, we start talking about our people who are, who do get afforded these opportunities, the smart ones who actually take advantage of that, right? Now, mind you, the way that they got it is because their median household, their households as a collective made below a certain benchmark. Now, those people are generally broke. So when you take them and you send them up to Rochester and they go, and they go to school for 4 years, whatever the case may be. So now they're applying their 4-year degree to the state for 4 years. And they making, let's say if it's a nursing degree, average nurse up there in New York, don't quote me, makes roughly about 75 to 80,000. I'm just going to throw a number out there, right? Don't come from my throat. But they make 75 to 80,000 up there in New York. So those people, right, mind you, your parents broke. What do you think they're going to do? So for the next 4 years, because you're talking about a 22 to 24-year-old black kid or whatever, and he's got some type of, principle, some type of value system, he's probably going to take his money, his or her, they're probably going to feel compelled to help their parents. Because mind you, the whole reason why they got into that scholarship in the first place, because their parents broke as fuck. So they're going to feel compelled, to actually help out. So with that being said, for those 4 years, you know what I'm saying, that they actually applying their degree and shit like that, they ain't doing very much saving. So after those 4 years, they ain't really changing their life too much. They still bound by the state. They can't go nowhere. They can't get out and go to Delaware. They can't go to like Long Island, not Long Island, but Rhode Island somewhere. They can't fucking afford it.
But that was their best chance. Either they wasn't going to afford it if they didn't go to school, or basically they ain't going to afford it if they go to school. Is what you saying?
Yeah, but if you look
But
at
their best option is to go to school and utilize this scholarship.
it is.
That's the best option.
So that scholarship was kicked off back in, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 2017, 2018, somewhere up in there. It kicked off when I was up there in New York. But if you look at the stats of how many people are actually taking advantage of it, it'll blow your mind.
But that's what I said. It's we was talking about Ms. Ruth, and shout out to her for giving $1 billion to this college. But it's already money available for people to go to college. That's provided where they can go to college tuition free, right? But they're not utilizing it.
Well, and then the other thing about that too, you got to look at the actual, because there's other stuff. So, I mean, the money is one thing. So it's one thing to actually qualify for the money, because you're talking about the monetary aspect. I mean, I know a lot of cats. Like, for example, I know this one dude, I won't say his name, who I was working with a couple of months ago. He had a full ride scholarship, bro, based off of his athletic abilities. Full ride scholarship. Based off, the motherfucker like 6'6", he got bunnies, right? Jump out the fucking gym. He ain't got the smarts for it though. Because when it comes down to these scholarships, it's two parts. Now, it's one thing to qualify for the money. The state says based off of you and your family being broke as a motherfucker, we gonna give you this money. But it's another thing to actually be able to get into that college, because they got their standards too. You know what I'm saying? So it's twofold. So, okay, cool. So I want to go, let's just say this applies to Georgia. So I want to go, I'm in the state of Georgia. So based off of my family, my upbringing being broke as hell, I want to go to UGA. But I'm in special ed. Based off of my attendance and based off of, shit like that. I'm in special ed. Because that happens too. Motherfuckers truancy and stuff like that, and they get enrolled in special ed. All the rest. Some of them just dumb as hell too. But it's twofold. There's several reasons why these motherfuckers ain't going to college. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's probably New York Department of Education. Ooh, shit.
So look, you either have to have graduated from high school or earned a school equivalency diploma, meaning you could have dropped out and then went back and got your equivalency diploma, or passed a federally approved ability to benefit test. Okay.
That's to get that scholarship.
So, right, that's to get the scholarship. But ultimately, if you're going after the scholarship, you already have a plan in place in your head on, hey, I'm gonna go to whatever college to be a basket weaver, right? If that's what you decide that you think that's the best opportunity that you have to get out of the city of New York or the state is to be a basket weaver, we already got a problem, right? Somebody ain't doing their job on a lower level in order to guide you to making better decisions on what it is that you should go to college for. And we'll dive into what degrees are considered basket weaving degrees. We're gonna dive into that in a later episode. Because I know some of y'all got some questions out there like, is that actually a degree? I know it's one of y'all that's asking that question right now.
Bro, I know a lot of people in our comments who pursuing degrees in fucking early childhood education, and they hate kids.
Listen, we gonna get into these basket weaving degrees.
I personally know a guy who's pursued a degree in criminal justice, who has a rap sheet as long as the Mississippi.
Worth about 175 years. I'm a good day. I'm done. I'm fucking. I can't.
God damn. Oh man.
So we gonna get off of y'all New York for the night. Don't worry. We got some more heat coming. We got Davis. He been around up in New York, and if you can't tell, he got a bone to pick with y'all education system. We got old Hawk over there.
For what it's
He
worth,
up in the
for
east.
what it's worth,
He from up that way.
I want to give a shout out to St. John's. That's a dope ass college right there. That's a dope one right there. Yeah, dope ass college.
Oh, he actually giving props, huh?
Yeah, they got some good colleges up there in New
Okay.
York, man. It's just a matter of can you actually get into it?
Uh-oh.
That's the
Uh-oh.
question.
They gonna get
That's
that. They gonna get that 4-year degree.
Yeah.
That's what they gonna get.
York.
But anyway,
York
look,
College.
y'all. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think we need the wise man
man,
because you
look
gave
here.
MLK darkness.
See, so you did
You
that.
gave that quote earlier.
I never see. We do this. We do this shit every fucking week. Bro.
He never said that was the wise man.
I never led off and said a wise
but
man.
he do the wise man though, and so
No.
I figured that since he said that,
No,
it'd always be MLK,
no.
and then he made that
Well,
MLK
actually, in
quote.
all actuality, it is gonna be MLK.
See what I'm saying? And you already gave us one, so boom, there it
But
is.
you know what? I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna switch it up, right? So, wise man once said, you know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, normally I tell people who the author is, but I ain't gonna tell people who the author is this time.
You already did. You said it was MLK.
Because you said it's gonna be MLK. So I'm a man of many quotes, and I come up with these bitches on the fly. So with that being said, you thought it was gonna be MLK, and it was gonna be MLK, but because you said that, I'm gonna switch over to somebody else. And because I want to encourage the audience to do their research and to do homework, because this man right here also has many quotes. I'm gonna switch gears, and I'm not gonna say who said it. Right now, for what it's worth, don't take this as whatever the fuck copyright infringement, nothing like that. Whatever applies. I do not own the rights to this quote, but for the sake of encouraging the audience to do research, I won't disclose who the author is. Drop in the comments.
God damn it, get after it already.
Comments who the author is. No, I don't want to get no trouble, man. I don't want to get no trouble.
I knew you was gonna say something eventually.
I'm only this far into my
He
bottle.
said, nigga, when you say it.
Yeah. So the quote is: a wise man once said, very wise man, leadership. It's a leadership quote for all of the people that that are in in leadership roles, management, whatever the case may be. The definition of leadership is the ability to get a person to do something because they want to, not because they have to. Sit on that shit.
But anyway, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I hope y'all had a good time with us. We enjoyed y'all. Drop some comments, likes, some. It don't matter what you say. Hey, if y'all want to talk about something specific, y'all want to get our unapologetically unorthodox opinions on a particular topic, let us know. All right.
Yeah.
We out.
Yeah, and but I also want y'all to tell me in the comment
Said
section.
we was out.
Yeah, but I got something I want to ask him. In the comment section, let me know what y'all think Shaw was doing with that spray bottle and all the rest of
Shit. And the water.
Hey, yo, deuces,
Man,
we love
shit.
y'all.
The lotion on the other side.